Hey, okay, so this is day 3. So we'll again try to run through as quickly as we can. So the first one is your MedBall Pushup with supersetted with your Typewriter Pullups. So the MedBall Pushup, you're just gonna grab a MedBall. Again, it doesn't really matter what size as long as it's not super squishy. You want it to be stable. So just a variation of a different way to do push-ups. It's going to challenge your core a little bit more and your shoulder stability. So if it's too much for your shoulder, either go with something that's a little bit shorter, or you can get rid of the med ball altogether, and I'll show you what you can do in a second. So from here, you're going to do normal, like you would do normal push-ups. You're going to get in your push-up position, core is nice and strong, chest is pushed through. You're going to come down. When you come up, you're just going to tap your opposite shoulder and then come down and come up. So this upward position is obviously going to be challenging. You want to make sure that you're not like rotating your whole body when you do it. So again, from a different view, sideways, hand on the ball, other hand on the floor, body in a straight line, coming down, pressing up, 1, 2, and then come down, press up, 1, 2. So you want to be as strong and stable as you can in those positions. And if doing the med ball is too much for the shoulder, just do it without. So you can just not use the ball at all, but you can still do your normal push up and then just do a 1, 2 tap. So that's just going to challenge your core and stabilizers a little bit more. You have your typewriter pull up. So just something to make those pull-ups a little more fun. So you can do any hand grip that you want, whatever you want to work on, whether you want it to be forward, underneath, neutral. But basically what you're going to do is come up towards one side, you're going to shift over at the top and then come back down. So you're going to come up, over, down, up, over, down. So you're pulling more with one side, obviously, and then shifting your whole body weight over to the other side and lowering down, and then come up on that side, shift over, and then lower back down. So those will be supersetted together. And then we have low cable hinge row. So again, you'll have your handle at the bottom for a low position. We're going to step back away from that. So if you're going to do your right arm first, it's going to be left leg forward, right arm. And so you're going to hinge forward here. So you're really thinking about pushing this butt cheek back as the opposite arm reaches forward. And then keeping your core strong, you're driving through the foot in the front to stand all the way up and then pull and do a row. So it's a hinge down, drive through the foot to initiate your motion, pull, and back down. So hinge to row, hinge to row. All reps on one side and then switch to the other. So maybe I can do it a little bit better over here so you can see a little bit more. Opposite arm, opposite leg. So you're gonna hinge forward. So again, this hip and knee always stay in alignment. We're driving through the front leg to push ourselves up, finish with the row, and then come back down under control. Drive up and forward. Okay, and that's going to be paired with your middle. So somewhere in the middle, doesn't have to be all the way at the top, not at the bottom. Somewhere in the middle, that's going to be a good range for you when you do a lunge to a press. So you're going to have this. I usually recommend putting your hand on the outside, just because when it's on the inside, this tends to rub the arm and it just doesn't feel good. So bring your arm on the outside, hook your thumb in, and then just set up that way. That's usually a little bit easier. So again, it's opposite arm, opposite leg. So you're going to set up in your lunge position. Your back knee goes straight down, butt goes straight down. You stay in that good lunge position. Again, your knee isn't driving forward. Everything should be straight up and down. So you're going to come down, come back up, and then press forward. Bring it back in, come down, up, and forward. Down, okay? So core stays nice and strong, driving through, everything's back in that good up and down position for the lunge, all reps on one side, and then switch and do all reps on the other side. Then we have our ball hamstring curl with the cable high to low chop. So hamstring curl, now you could use a ball, you could use sliders, you could even use a foam roll. It doesn't really matter what you use, but you're gonna set up the same for anything that you use for those. So if you're doing it this way, your heels are gonna be in the center of the ball, laying on the floor, hands are at your sides. You're going to draw your lower abs down, squeeze your butt, and lift. This is your starting position. So from here, you're gonna pull with your heels to draw your knees in, and then slow and control on your way out, okay? So keeping the hips up the whole time, and slow on the way out, okay? So you could even, if you wanted to, you can tuck your chin towards your chest, which sometimes helps to make sure that you're not overarching your back. But really making sure that both legs are going in and out evenly. And to make that more challenging, you could just do the same thing, but just do it with one leg. So keep the other one up, and you would just go in and out with one leg instead of both. And then matched with that is our cable high to low chop. So similar to what we did on day one with the low to high chop, we're just switching it up and going high to low. So have it on the highest setting here. Again, you're going to be lateral to the machine, and then so this time you're going to be going from top. Again, we want to brace the core, so this inside oblique and this inside leg are really initiating the motion. So we're here, and you're going to brace and drive down towards your opposite knee, and then come back up under control. Come down and come back under control. So again, make sure that you're really bracing that core and the inside leg to drive the motion to make it start first. Again, I'll do it this way too, so you can maybe have a different angle to see. So I'm sideways, my outside leg is kind of pivoted, my grip is interlocked, I brace my inside oblique and drive off this leg so they move together, and then it comes back up under control. Brace, chop, control. Okay, so all on one side, all on the other side. You'll superset those together. And then we go to our uneven carry, which is a minute each. So for this one, you're gonna have your dumbbells again, but since it's uneven, you're doing one weight high and one weight low as you do this. So nice and controlled again, just like the farmer carry on the other one, but you're just in this position instead. So find that good amount of space. You're gonna do a minute that way, and then you'll switch arms and do a minute the other way. Again, really focusing on maintaining good posture, making sure the shoulders are over the hips or over the ankles, and everything is just strong and secure as you're taking those steps. And that's going to be supersetted with your dips, which you already know. So I'll let you get to it. Have fun.